Hello, clinical candidates. My name is Dr. Daphne Moriel de, and I serve as the Director of Research and Data Analytics here at Moreland University. I'd like to welcome you to the internship portion of your Master's in Educational Leadership program. And I would like to have Lauren introduce herself as well.
Hi, candidates. My name is Lauren Dimoyer. I am the Clinical Placement Coordinator and Specialist here at Moreland University on the clinical team. I serve next to Daphne in helping to secure you in your internship. I work with school supervisors and just make sure that you have everything you need for success in your upcoming internship.
We would like to walk you through some important aspects of the clinical placement internship portion of the Master's in Educational Leadership program. If you have any additional questions after this video, please make sure that you reach out to one of us, and we will make sure to put our email at the end of this. The first thing we'd like to do is to briefly go over this mentor-mentee calendar. This calendar will provide all of the important information for your clinical placement. The clinical placement internship takes place over 15 weeks at the end of the Master's in Ed Leadership program. There are two major components that are part of this internship. One is meeting the 10 PSEL educational leadership standards, which are highlighted in orange, and the 4 areas of implementation of your school improvement plan. We know that you have been working through your school improvement plan throughout your time here. And at the end of each of your modules, you have also worked on pieces that can either provide evidence for meeting the 10 PSEL leadership standards or as part of your school improvement plan. The 4 aspects of your school improvement plan will be something that you develop with your mentor. So they need to approve what those 4 areas are. And they can really vary based on what your needs are. So let's say that your plan in leadership is something outside of becoming a principal, a director, a head of school, or even an assistant principal. Let's say that you would like to be an athletic director, which is still a leadership position and something that is very much within the realm of school leadership for the purposes of our internship portion. Your school improvement plan would be crafted and based around the needs of athletics, right? So perhaps something to do with budgeting or something to do with professional development for coaches, etc. You could also do something, again, outside of becoming a principal or director in counseling, if you want to be a head counselor, if that is something that is important to you. If you want to be the leader of curriculum, then all of those school improvement areas would be aimed at meeting that particular job. The person who you select to be your mentor is typically also the supervisor. The role of the mentor will be very, very important during this internship because you will meet with them weekly to discuss, again, either the evidence that you provide for meeting one of the 10 PSEL leadership standards, or how you have met part of your school improvement plan. The school improvement plan at least partially needs to be able to be implemented. But again, that is something that we leave up to your mentor to guide you in what is realistic and what you are able to accomplish during your time with them. Many schools, especially international schools, do not allow some of our interns to have a metaphorical or literal seat at the table because many meetings are closed off. We very much respect the needs of our schools. And again, you will work with your mentor to determine what is the best route of how you can meet both components of the internship. It will be very important for you to pick a mentor that is very closely aligned with where you see yourself in educational leadership. So if you see yourself becoming a head counselor or an athletic director or a principal or head of school, then you need to pick a mentor that is aligned with that as well. Your mentor and your the supervisor of your school, again, are typically the same person. But if you pick someone, again, outside of being the head of school to be your mentor, then your supervisor will be the person who signs your memorandum of understanding, and your mentor will be the person who works closely with you. To tell you a little bit more about that part of it, Lauren will now share some additional information.
Perfect. Thank you, Daphne. So one of the biggest components, and some of you are familiar with this based on your experience in the teacher certification preparation program, similar to what you did to secure your placement going into your clinical practice. If you are unfamiliar with this, that is fine. I'm here to walk you through these steps and guides. But like I said, if you have already experienced this, it's something that is similar. One of the biggest components and critical items that you need prior to going into your internship is something called a memorandum of understanding, or an MOU. It is a legal affiliation agreement between your school and Moreland University that is allowing and recognizing that you are completing your internship within your school. It also is confirmation from your supervisor that they are going to support you during this time and throughout the entirety of your internship. So in order to successfully have your MOU generated and sent to your listed supervisor on your platform, and to have it secured on file prior to going into your internship, I'm going to walk you through the steps on the platform on how to successfully do so. The first thing you want to do is go to your Moreland platform, and you're going to see on the home screen, there are tabs here on the side, as you are familiar with already. You want to select the clinical tab. Once you select the clinical tab, you then want to take a look at the top to see if your placement is confirmed. Since most of you are going to be entering this information, it's going to look similar to what you're seeing on the screen right now as a no. As you move forward with entering the information successfully and walking through this process, you can then check the status of your MOU signature and return from your supervisor, or if your internship is secured and confirmed, by going to your platform on the clinical tab and taking a look at the top to see if your mentor and your placement is confirmed. The next portion we're going to walk you through is then on your clinical tab, you're going to scroll down to your school information, where you will list and see that you're going to enter your school that you intend to complete your internship within this section. It is important to note that you want to fill out this section in its entirety, as well as the country, the state, and the school setting. If for any reason you have any questions, or you do not see that your country or state is listed here on the platform, then feel free to reach out to either Daphne or I, and we'll be happy to take a look into that and guide you if needed. As Daphne mentioned in the beginning of this video, that we are going to be providing our direct contact information. So at any point in time, you have any questions, along your pathway to your internship, we are readily available to help and guide you if needed at any point in time, in addition to your instructor. On the school information portion here, it's important to note as well that the listed supervisor is where the MOU is going to be automatically generated and sent to the listed email here provided. Typically, our MEL candidates will experience their supervisor and mentor being the same listed person. However, this is typically not always the case, as every internship and every candidate journey is unique to you. So something to keep in mind is that your supervisor that you are going to have listed and sign the MOU is the authoritative figure in your school or representative that is going to be allowing and approving you to be doing your internship within this school. As I mentioned, you then are going to scroll down a little bit further after you filled out your school information portion in its entirety. You'll then see the mentor information that you are going to list your intended mentor that is going to be serving this role and responsibility during the time of your internship. Like I mentioned, typically for our MEL candidates, the supervisor and the mentor are going to be the same person. However, this is not always going to be the case, as mentioned, because it is unique to you. Your mentor, you are going to list here. Once this is filled out in its entirety, it's important that you go and click save. Once you have clicked save, as long as you have filled out everything in its entirety, you should get an alert box that pops up that asks if you would like to send the memorandum of understanding to your listed supervisor. This is completely done by you, the candidate. If you need any assistance along the way, or you don't see the alert box, be sure to just go back and refollow the steps and make sure that you have filled in all of the information. Once you have filled this out and this alert box pops up, you're going to select yes. It then will automatically be generated and sent to your listed supervisor for them to then e-sign. Once they e-sign, it will automatically be sent back to myself as the coordinator and specialist. I then sign it on Moreland's behalf, and then I go ahead and your placement will be confirmed. I do want to mention, to go back to the mentor portion, we do not offer virtual mentors as typically experienced within the certification preparation program experience with the clinical practice. We typically, and Daphne will be able to kind of give a little bit more context and detail as into why we don't offer virtual mentors. But if for any reason you run into a situation or a unique scenario where you're having difficulty having your school provide a mentor for you or to serve for you during this time, by all means, please reach out to Daphne and I directly, and we'll be happy to walk you through these steps.
Yes, thank you, Lauren. Just to follow up very quickly on the virtual mentor situation, in the Master's in Educational Leadership program, you are preparing to be a school leader. Therefore, it is very important that you are able to secure a mentor to guide you through these 15 weeks that is based in your school. The school improvement plan is very unique to the needs of your school and of yourself. Again, it is looking at the type of leader that you aspire to be if you are not already in a leadership position. So we need somebody who is able to have sort of boots on the ground, so to speak, and be able to guide you weekly with some of the intricacies, again, that are involved during that 15-week period. The school improvement plan is based completely around your school placement. So it will be very important that you secure a mentor that fits those needs for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Daphne.
Thank you.
Just to finalize your placement, as I mentioned in the beginning, you can check the status of your placement and whether it is confirmed, and as well as your MOU by going to your clinical tab at the top. You will see, again, if your placement is confirmed by it, it will indicate yes or no. If you have any questions along the way, as far as the status of your MOU, if your supervisor has any questions or concerns with the memorandum of understanding, you will want to directly connect them to myself, where we can then accommodate any needs if necessary, or go through and initiate an amendment process if they have anything that they would like to change or edit on the memorandum of understanding. We are happy to assist in doing so. You can also see at the bottom of your clinical tab, there will be the verification of clinical practice and the memorandum of understanding. You will not need to worry about the verification until the end of the internship. You can check to see if your memorandum of understanding or MOU has been filed by scrolling down, and you will see it available here if necessary. If it is not yet filed or confirmed on your platform, you will then see it will say missing. As soon as it is e-signed by both parties, meaning your school supervisor that was listed, as well as myself here at Moreland as the representative, then this will then be filed and shown on your platform.
If you have any additional questions, here are emails and you can contact us at any time. Thank you so much and welcome to your clinical practice.